Food-inspired hair colour formulas. The internet loves them. So here are 7 rather brilliant ones, from vanilla to mushroom. Hello and welcome to the world of Craig. Yes, that's me, I'm Craig, and this is my channel where we get into all things hair and sometimes take a breath, a little bit of beauty. Yes, you've seen the thumbnail and you've seen the splashy intro. This video is a swatching video that's all about food-inspired formulas using Shades EQ Gloss. More on that in a second. If I had £1 for every time someone had left a comment in a video or a question that says, can I have a vanilla formula? What's a caramel blonde? What's a toffee blonde? What's a this? What's a mushroom? What's a deep chocolate rich mocha choca choca? I would be an extremely rich man. Food trends for hair colours are not going away anywhere, so I thought, why not give the folks what they want? And if you've seen, I do have other swatch videos here on my channel where I share icy formulas, blonde formulas, brown formulas, auburn formulas, gold formulas. There's a formula for lots of different Shades EQ Gloss formulas, that's the one, hair colour, here on my channel. So I thought, let's just do what people want and give them lots of food formulas. Just a couple of things before we get into those delicious swatches. And the first thing is that all colour is subjective. I talk about it a lot here on my channel and in short form videos as well. What I see as vanilla, you might not, and that's completely fine. But let's not be reductive and say, that's not strawberry blonde, because it's interpretive and it is subjective. So it's all good. You know, if you see something as one colour and someone doesn't, that's completely fine, because we all see colour differently. And then secondly, if you don't use Shades EQ Gloss, but you use another line of colour that has a different numbering system, there's lots and lots of conversion charts on the tinterweb, yes, on the internet, where you can convert the formulas that I've given you into whatever it is that you use. And it's always worth remembering that as long as you're in the realm, if I give you a formula, for example, for a caramel blonde that has a bit of this, a bit of this, and a bit of that, you can still say on a certain level, you can still stay in the same realm of that, but use a different brand. So you can use these as inspo. Okay, that's enough. Let's get into the swatches. And there they are, all 7 of them. I'm slightly overexcited voiceovering this, so excuse me if I do get carried away. Now, if you've not been to my channel before and you didn't know, I am a collector of swatches and formulas. These are all Shades EQ Gloss, and there are other videos here on my channel that feature many, many of these. My swatches were wiped before colouring. This shows the true tone of the formula that I've created. Mine are from Pivot Point, and I'll link them in the description. Starting off strong, let's have Vanilla Blonde. Now, she's a soft golden beige, and I get asked for a formula like this so many times. Remembering the canvas that she goes onto is really important, but I love her. Next up, we couldn't have food-inspired formulas without there being a buttery blonde. The NB Natural Beige in this formula gives it a really lovely grounding and a richness. All of these formulas are in ratio, so you can mix up the amount you require. I use more of the G series than any other series of Shades EQ Gloss, and here we have Honey. And she's a mix of 7G and 10WG at a 1-to-1 ratio. A really beautiful, super reflective, shiny honey blonde. If I had £1 for every time somebody had asked me for a caramel formula, I'd be a rich man. Just like this formula, which is a GG and GB mix. Again, highly reflective, beautiful over a partial highlight. Whilst I'm shuffling my swatches around, just to mention this was filmed using natural light. Not a food, but my favourite tipple, champagne. Now this is a VG and NW mix. I absolutely love the violet golds, and the NWs are my go-to for lighter level formulas. If you search hair colour trends on the internet, mushroom is still up there. So this is my take on a mushroom blonde. Now, be aware that this is formulated slightly cooler, so over partial lightening, it will give you a slightly deeper result. And last but by no means least, we couldn't have food-inspired Shades EQ Gloss formulas without a strawberry blonde. And this is one of my favourites, pastel pink Shades EQ Gloss mixed with 9GB. she's strawberrying, and she's gorgeous. So that's my roundup of food-inspired formulas. Which is your favourite? Let me know down below in the comments. And just like that, as if by magic, all of the formulas have appeared back on screen. Perhaps screenshot this for your reference at a later date, or maybe pop a picture of it in your dispensary so you have it with you when you're formulating away. Now, maybe you have your own food-inspired formula. I'd love to know what that is. I mean, they were all rather gorgeous and, as I said earlier on, rather delicious, but very subjective. They are my interpretations of those food-inspired formulas. So there's a couple of things to remember when you are creating any formula, and the first one and the most important one is canvas. So the level of the hair and the shade of it, the tone of it, is the most important thing when you're creating any formula. And I have people that ask me often, well, your swatches are white, that's not very helpful, or well, can I see them on a level this, or can I see them on a level that, or why haven't you done them on this level? And the reason for that is I do them on a white swatch to show you what the tonal value is. So therefore, I'm showing you what it looks like at its purest form. So, and the reason that I can't give you them on lots of different coloured bases is because it would just be impossible. And so it's always important to take into account what you're going to put that formula onto. If you lift the hair to around a level 9 or above, the swatches I showed you just a minute ago, wherever they would be, that's exactly what they will look like. But if you're using them on a deeper or darker base, you need to take the undertone and the tone of that hair that you're putting them on into consideration. On that matter, I'd just like to add that I am getting a lot of questions and comments where people ask me for very specific formulas, and I'd love to be able to help everybody. I reply to everyone here on my channel, but it's impossible for me to give out specific formulas remotely because I can't see your hair. And if someone, asks me, I need a formula, my hair is orange, I want it to be cool. Well, what I think is cool, what you think is cool are two very, very different things. And what you think is orange and what I think is orange are two very, very different things. I will always answer. I will always give you an answer. But remember that when you're creating any formula, what you're putting that formula on is super important. So that's it for my food formula roundup. What's your favourite food formula? Have you got one, regardless of which brand it is you use? What was your favourite in this video? So many questions. I am one step ahead. I've already, that's the word. Lots of people here where I live are having children. There's children running around. I have to keep stopping filming because there's people crying. Anyway, little people crying. Anyway, I'm one step ahead and I've already thought of other food-inspired swatches that I could create. Would you like to see that? Let me know in the comments. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. You leave me a comment or a question and I will always get back to you. This is about building a community and helping you have the best hair that you can. As I say at the end of every video, if you've enjoyed this or found it helpful, you know exactly what to do. You liking this, sharing it, leaving a comment makes a huge difference and really helps me get my content out there in this crazy, wild, wild west of social media. You all take lots of care. A huge thank you for watching this, and I'll see you all in the next one.